Good morning. Today we will discuss the topic minerals. Okay, there are micronutrients and macronutrients. Macro and micronutrients. What are they? Macronutrients are those substances which require or their daily requirement is more than 100 milligram per day. Micronutrients daily requirement is 100 milligram per day, less than 100 milligram per day. Okay, and more than 100 milligram per day macronutrient, less than 100 milligram per day is micronutrient. What are the examples of macronutrient? Example of macronutrient are calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, chloride, potassium, and sulfur. Please don't confuse between sulfur and selenium. Selenium is a micronutrient while sulfur is macronutrient. Then there are micronutrients. Micronutrients, as I told, that whose daily requirement, the substances whose daily requirement or minerals whose daily requirement is less than 100 milligram per day. The micronutrients are classified as essential, possibly essential, and non-essential. Okay, what are essential? For essential, you can remember a mnemonic. For essential, you can remember mnemonic, and the mnemonic is just remember one mnemonic. ICI mat jhana, manager, cashier, chore से. Okay, then I will elaborate the mnemonic. What is ICI? I for iron, C is for what? Copper. C is not for chromium, it is for copper here. Then I is for iodine, M is for molybdenum, M is for manganese, Z is for zinc, Sana is zinc, manager is for molybdenum, C of cashier is for cobalt, then C of chore is for chromium, and then Se is for selenium. Please remember this. This is an MCQ question and can be asked, and you might get confused between essential and non-essential. Essential, possibly essential, and non-essential. Please remember essential, the possibly essential and non-essential won't be asked, but essential is short MCQ question. Please don't get confused between sulfur, manganese, and sulfur. Let's move to the next topic. What are the importance of micronutrient? What leads to micronutrient deficiency? Micronutrient deficiency Micronutrient deficiency, zinc deficiency. Zinc deficiency is a micronutrient, not a macronutrient. Zinc deficiency leads to acrodermatitis. Acrodermatitis. Then copper deficiency leads to microcytic anemia. Copper deficiency, microcytic anemia. Chromium deficiency. What is chromium deficiency? Chromium deficiency leads to hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia. Chromium deficiency is responsible for causing hyperglycemia. And then there is also manganese deficiency. Manganese deficiency leads to dermatitis. Therefore, remember Zn and Mn both leads to dermatitis, but Zn leads to acrodermatitis, zinc leads to acrodermatitis, and manganese leads to dermatitis. Let's come to minerals one by one. Now come to a mineral called as zinc. Zinc or selenium. Let's take selenium first. Selenium. Selenium causes two types of deficiency. One is leads to Cation disease and other is known as Cashin-Beck disease, or you can say Cashin-Beck disease and Cation disease. What is Cation disease? It is endemic cardiomyopathy. Endemic cardiomyopathy. It is endemic cardiomyopathy. Cashin-Beck disease is endemic osteoarthritis. Endemic osteoarthritis. Arthritis of China. Endemic osteoarthritis of China. Thyroid disorder are associated with micronutrient deficiency. This is not, but selenium is a different topic, and let's first focus on selenium, then we will go to other micronutrients. Selenium is a cofactor. Selenium is a cofactor of glutathione peroxidase and deiodinase. Selenium is a cofactor of glutathione peroxidase and deiodinase. Cofactor of glutathione peroxidase and deiodinase. What is the importance of selenium? Selenium found to prevent liver necrosis. Prevents liver necrosis. Selenium prevents liver necrosis. Selenium prevents liver necrosis. Selenium prevents liver necrosis. Selenium prevents liver necrosis. Okay, this is one thing. Then I will revise. One is that selenium causes two types. Selenium deficiency leads to Cation disease and Cashin-Beck disease. Other is that selenium is related to cofactor for glutathione peroxidase and deiodinase. It is found to prevent liver necrosis. What is Cation disease? Cation disease is endemic cardiomyopathy, and Cashin-Beck disease is endemic osteoarthritis of China. Selenium is present in garlic. It is rich in garlic. Garlic is rich in selenium. It has antioxidant property and anti-cancer property. It has antioxidant and anti-cancer property. Selenium deficiency is known to produce atherosclerosis and tumorigenesis. Tumorigenesis deficiency leads to tumor formation and atherosclerosis. atherosclerosis. Selenium has a sparing effect on vitamin E and it reduces vitamin E requirement. Selenium reduces requirement of vitamin E to the body. That means selenium is a vitamin E sparing agent. Vitamin E sparing agent. Toxicity also happens because of selenium. Toxicity also happens because of selenium, and it causes the toxicity of selenium leads to alopecia. Toxicity of selenium leads to alopecia. Then it leads to neuropathy. And lung and nasal carcinoma, liver necrosis. I had already told that selenium prevents liver necrosis. If liver necrosis is prevented by selenium, then it means that if there is a deficiency of selenium, it might lead to liver necrosis. It leads to alopecia. It leads to neuropathy. And it also causes nasal carcinoma and lung carcinoma. Lung and nasal carcinoma. Deficiency leads to lung and nasal carcinoma. Okay friends, let's come to another important micronutrient, that is zinc. Let's come to another important micronutrient, that is zinc. Zinc. What is zinc? Is it a micronutrient or macronutrient? It is a micronutrient. You are absolutely right. It is a micronutrient, and I also told that it is a micronutrient. What zinc deficiency leads to what? What magnesium deficiency leads to? Dermatitis. Zinc deficiency leads to acrodermatitis. It leads to acrodermatitis. It leads to impaired spermatogenesis. Affects spermatogenesis. Leads to hypogonadism. It leads to hypogonadism. It leads to dwarfism. It also leads to dwarfism. Therefore, what are the effects of zinc? Zinc leads to acrodermatitis. Zinc affects spermatogenesis. Zinc leads to hypogonadism. Zinc leads to dwarfism. Zinc deficiency leads to dwarfism, hypogonadism, acrodermatitis, and decreased production of sperm. Excess is also not good. Excess causes excess of zinc. Okay, so friends, excess of zinc causes anemia. ARDS, and fibrosis of lung. Pulmonary fibrosis. Anemia, ARDS, fibrosis of lung. What else causes microcytic anemia? Microcytic anemia is caused by which micronutrient deficiency? Selenium. I had already told that selenium deficiency leads to microcytic anemia. Selenium deficiency leads to microcytic anemia. Is it correct? What I am saying is correct or wrong? It is absolutely wrong. Selenium deficiency does not cause microcytic anemia. Copper deficiency leads to microcytic anemia. Copper deficiency leads to microcytic anemia. And what excess leads to anemia? Zinc excess leads to anemia. This is the point to focus. Zinc excess leads to anemia. Copper deficiency leads to microcytic anemia. Iron deficiency also leads to microcytic anemia. Chromium deficiency leads to hyperglycemia. Chromium deficiency, hyperglycemia. Manganese deficiency, dermatitis. Copper deficiency, microcytic anemia. Chromium deficiency, hyperglycemia. Zinc deficiency, acrodermatitis. Acrodermatitis is also known as perioral pustular rash. Perioral pustular. Acrodermatitis is perioral pustular rash. Acrodermatitis is perioral pustular rash. Let's come to another point of zinc. What is zinc? We have learned that zinc deficiency leads to acrodermatitis enteropathica. Zinc deficiency can cause hypogonadism. Zinc deficiency can cause dwarfism. Zinc excess leads to anemia. Zinc excess leads to ARDS and pulmonary fibrosis. Maximum concentration of zinc is found in which organ? It is found in prostate. Maximum concentration found in prostate. Maximum concentration of zinc is in prostate, and maximum concentration of prostaglandins. Maximum concentration of prostaglandins found in seminal vesicles. Another topic of importance is copper. Copper is a micronutrient. As I already told that copper is a micronutrient. Copper deficiency leads to which anemia? Microcytic anemia. Absolutely correct. Present in blood, combines with alpha globulin and forms ceruloplasmin. Copper present in blood, combines with ceruloplasmin and combines with alpha globulin and forms ceruloplasmin. Deficiency of copper leads to refractory hypochromic anemia, microcytic hypochromic anemia, growth retardation, neutropenia. Remember that it causes microcytic hypochromic anemia, neutropenia, growth retardation, and excess is also problematic. Excess causes osteoporosis. Is it correct or wrong? It is wrong. Excess does not lead to osteoporosis, but deficiency leads to osteoporosis. Deficiency leads to osteoporosis. Deficiency leads to osteoporosis. Deficiency leads to subperiosteal hematoma. Subperiosteal hematoma. Deficiency leads to subperiosteal hematoma. Excess. Come to excess. Excess causes Fanconi-like syndrome. Excess causes Fanconi-like syndrome, hemolytic anemia, and inherited disorder of copper metabolism. Come to inherited diseases of copper metabolism: Wilson's disease and Menkes-Kinck's hair disease. Wilson's disease, hereditary disorders of copper metabolism. One is Wilson disease, other is Menkes-Kinck hair disease. Other is Menkes-Kinck's hair disease. Let's come to one by one. Wilson disease. What is gene defect? It is ATP7B gene mutation. ATP7B gene mutation. Menkes kinky disease, ATP7A gene mutation. Mutation of ATP7B, Wilson's disease. Mutation of ATP7A, Menkes disease. Menkes disease. What happens in Wilson disease? Mutation of 7B, ATP7B gene defect leads to accumulation of copper. Accumulation of copper in liver and brain. Accumulation of copper in liver and brain. Menkes disease results in defective copper transportation. Defective copper transportation. Then let's discuss what happens in Menkes disease. Menkes disease. In Menkes disease, there is a transportation problem of copper. It is a X-linked recessive disorder, neurodegenerative disorder. What happens to the hair? In the name of Menkes disease, there is a word Menkes hair disease. Therefore, there is a hair problem. What happens to the hair? Hairs are fine, silvery, wiry hair. Hairs are fine, silvery, wiry hairs. There is a problem in the skin also. It is a doffy skin. Skin is a doffy skin. Skin changes into doffy structure. There is a connective tissue disturbances also happens in progressive neurological deterioration can also happen. Progressive neurological deterioration can also happen. Therefore, in Menkes hair disease, not only the hairs are involved, but the skin is also involved, which results into duffy skin, and there is a neurodegenerative problems are there, neurological problems are there, which are progressive in nature, and connective tissue disturbances can also happen. Chromium. Let's come to chromium. I am discussing the most important micronutrients which are important for Neet PG exam. Chromium is also called as potentiator of glucose. Chromium is potentiator of glucose, therefore it is called as glucose tolerance factor. It is called as glucose tolerance factor. It is called as glucose tolerance factor. Deficiency results in deficiency. It means that it is a potential of glucose tolerance factor. If it is called as glucose tolerance factor and potentiator of glucose, that means that its deficiency results into diabetes mellitus like picture. How the patient presents with exactly similar diabetes like picture, that is hyperglycemia, glycosuria, peripheral neuropathy, and increase HDL, decrease LDL, and total cholesterol. That is anti-atherogenic effect. What happens? Increase HDL is there, decrease LDL is there, and decrease total cholesterol. Let's revise chromium. Chromium is called as potentiator of glucose or glucose tolerance factor. Its deficiency results in diabetes mellitus like picture. Its deficiency results in diabetes mellitus like picture like hyperglycemia, glycosuria, peripheral neuropathy, and also results in anti-atherogenic effect. Also have anti-atherogenic effect. It means that it increases HDL, decreases LDL, and total cholesterol. That means it is good for body. Yes, it is good for body. Deficiency causes its its adequate nourishment with chromium prevents diabetes mellitus and atherogenesis. Okay, thank you friends for bearing with me and listening to my lecture of micronutrients very peacefully, carefully, and patiently. Let's come tomorrow with one more topic which is of importance to the Neet PG. Thank you very much. Thank you.